Morning we were speaking on decarbonization. Decarbonization, we have added enough CO2. So decarbonization requires three ways. One is switch over to cleaner technologies like solar, wind, and hydel. And then don't allow CO2 into atmosphere. Capture and storage, it has its own limitations. Third one is reduce your energy so that the emissions will reduce. So I will take you through energy efficiency in chilled water and compressed air system. I represent, we did a lot of energy saving in compressed air and chilled water in unit Bhadrachalam. So I will give you a brief introduction of unit Bhadrachalam. So this is India's largest and most technologically advanced integrated pulp and paperboard facility. We are pioneers in ozone bleaching and BCTMP technology. Then these are some certifications of Bhadrachalam in manufacturing and safety, in regulatory and food contact. At a glance, Unit Bhadrachalam manufactures 8 lakh tons of paper and paperboard, and it has 1.2 lakh tons of BCTMP plant. We are 100% self-sufficient in cogeneration power plant. And we green covered so far. We have plantations wing, and we green covered 9.53 lakh acres through social and farm forestry. Last year, our renewable energy share is 47.4%, and this year, till date, it is 54%. We are carbon negative for 18 consecutive years due to our plantations. Means whatever our entire ITC group is emitting, our plantations is sequestering more. And we have a wing known as Mission Sunerakal, who are doing watershed, village pond, and farm pond replenishment activities across the India in almost all the states. Because of them, we are water positive for 21 years in a row. Similarly, we have a CSR wing, well-being out of waste, we call it WOW. They source the waste fiber and plastic waste from the society. So the solid waste recycling is positive because of them. We are Greenco Platinum Plus certified by CIA GBC. We follow TPM in our manufacturing excellence, and we adopt Industry 4. So first we'll cover energy efficiency in compressed air system. This is the Sankey diagram of a compressed air system. So whatever the power we give at the motor of a compressor, only 10% of it converts into pressure of the air. Remaining 90% converts into heat of the air. We don't require hot air for pneumatic instruments or things. So we cool it and vent it. So we should understand that only 10% of the motor power is in the form of useful compressed air. So the first thing we should come into our mind is, can we avoid this? Can we avoid compressed air usage? Yes, we can avoid. Where? If you are using portable compressed air tools, then you should switch over to electrically operated, or nowadays there are battery operated tools. You should never use pneumatic tools, because a 70 kilowatt tool can be replaced with a 7 kilowatt tool. So that is the beauty. And where else you can avoid the compressed air? For cleaning the apparel. So in our mills, people are working in ash handling areas. People are working in talcum, rosin, starch preparation. There, after the duty, they will flush their apparel with the compressed air. It is dangerous also. If the rust particles impinge, they can have serious injuries also, and also it is an energy loss, as I told you. So there are solutions for that. Like you can see, this is a blower, which is blowing air into this nozzle, which is sucking air from air, and this is called a transvector nozzle. It consumes only portion of compressed air, remaining it sucks from the atmosphere and gives a jet of air. So these two should be used in place for apparel cleaning, all this. This is the arrangement of compressors in 2000, way back 20 years back. We had 18 reciprocating compressors spread over 4 locations in the mill. And our air requirement was 14,000 Nm3, and the specific was 0.13. So first energy efficiency option for such arrangement is try to centralize all those compressors at one place to utilities. So what will happen is, if you have, for example, 5 locations, 2 compressors each running, all the 10 running, one running continuously, one running loading and unloading. When you gather at single location, you will restrict it to 7 compressors only running. You can stop 3 compressors. So the running hours will be drastically reduced if you centralize it. Then you can have you can further optimize also. You can have have PLC or DCS for on-off those compressors based on pressure set point. So this will further reduce the power consumption. Then in 2010, we have shifted from reciprocating to centrifugal compressors. So this has yielded some specific energy reduction. In the previous slide, you have seen 0.13 kilowatt per nm cube. Then it has gone to 0.12. So we have started shifting to centrifugal compressors. Then the next one is zero air loss traps. If you see the left side, that is a timer-based trap. Most of our mills have timer-based trap. See, timer-based traps also bleeds air along with moisture. Because the RH will be varying, sometimes it will become dry. But you are fixing a timer, so the timer will operate based on time. But right side, see, if you see, they are zero air loss traps. There is a pot which will collect the condensate, and based on the levels of the pot, it drains the water. Once the pot is filled with water, it reaches the top level, it will open the valve. The right side one is a mechanically operated one. It doesn't require electricity. It operates based on level of water. The left one is the electrically operated zero air loss trap. Okay, we have procured around 23 numbers and fixed in all the receivers in Bhadrachalam, and we saved 13 kilowatt, which is equal to 172. The payback was around 2.5 years. Then I told you to bring all the compressors at one location, but if your user set points are having different set points, when you centralized your compressor house, you have to maintain a set point of all the compressors at highest level, highest consumer, what is the demand, you have to level. Then you will be supplying the higher side for the lower pressure set point fellows. So for that, the solution is intelligent flow controller. This if you install at your user end and you maintain the set point in this at your user end, it will reduce the pressure and it will maintain only in the downside of it at the set pressure only. We have installed 17 IFC units at the user ends and maintained the set point requirement as per the user, and we have saved around 118 kilowatt. One more beauty of this unit is it will maintain the constant pressure. So the instruments at your downside will have more reliable life, healthy life because of the constant pressure. Then second thing is, if you have leak, then leakage at 5 bar is more than the leakage at 4 bar. So by dropping the pressure required, so you are reducing the leakage volume at your ends also. So this is a very useful device. We have installed around 17 units in Bhadrachalam and we have saved 118 kilowatt, which is equal to 1562 tons. The payback came in 2.2 years. Then periodic leak detection. We all feel that the lines are welded, so there is no scope of leakage. We were also in the same assumption. So there are some joints like flange joints and there are some joints like ferrule joints in the instrument air lines across your mills. So what happens is, due to vibration and over period, they develop leaks. And unfortunately, these leaks are not visible and not audible. You cannot detect by passing in the vicinity of them. So there are instruments like acoustic leak detectors. On the right side, such instruments are there. They can only detect the leak. So there are even some agencies who outsource this activity. We can just engage them for a day and they will address the leaks. They will find the leaks and give us the list. We have done the leak in 2020. We found that around 1,345 leaks were there. When we engaged the party, for each paper machine, it took 2 days for him to identify the leaks. So many leaks were there. Then we have addressed all the leaks. And after 2 years, again we called the same party and again we asked him to inspect the entire chilled compressed air system for leaks. This time he took very less time and the leaks were also reduced. He took only 1 day. And maybe in future, if we regularly do this audit using that instrument, maybe entire mill we can cover in 1 day. So we have saved around 305 kilowatt and 2766 tons of CO2 emission reduction. Then we had a moving bed biological reactor in our ETP, for which there was a low blower. If you see, the blower 1, blower 2 were running when we have installed the plant. The NM cube was 4200 and 4550. We replaced them with centrifugal aerofoil bearing type. Non-contact bearing for this shaft is there. So it is a Sulzer blower. For 8000 meter cube, it is only 186 kilowatt. So we invested around 65 lakhs and payback was 1.35. The saving was 109 kilowatt and the equivalent CO2 is 1443 tons. It not only saved the energy, it has improved the MBBR DO also. Earlier with low blowers, the DO was 0.3. It improved to 1.4 ppm. Then we had one case study. So till last year, in 2023 January also, we were running for meeting our service air requirement at 4 bar for entire mill. We had a 6 bar compressor which was retrofitted to run at 4 bar. It was 710 kilowatt, 5700 Nm cube. Then we had 2 reciprocating compressors at the boiler running, CFBC boiler running. And there is a bleed from 6 bar air also. Even though running of these 3 compressors was not enough to meet the requirement of entire mill. Then we approached the compressor manufacturers. Then they gave a solution. They said for a 4 bar, you need not require a 3-stage. You can go for a 2-stage, where the power consumption will be less. And they designed the compressor, with which 900 kilowatt we are meeting 10,800 Nm cube single compressor, we are meeting entire requirement of service air for our mill. So the investment was 187 lakhs and payback was 1.26 years. Then in dryers, there are 2 types of dryers. Refrigerated dryers, where the DP across the dryer is 0.2 kg per centimeter square, but dew point, we have a limitation of dew point of 2 degrees centigrade. Dryness is only 2 degrees. Whereas HOC dryers, you can have a dew point of minus 60 degrees, means the moisture will be removed to greater extent. But there is a DP of 0.6. Here the catch is, if your instruments are SS or anti-corrosive, if your lines, compressed air lines are GI or SS, you can go for a refrigerated dryer where you can save 0.4 kg reduction on compressed air power. So you can directly save on motor power. Then overall summary, from 2000 to 2024, if you see, we have centralized all the compressors. Earlier from 4-5 areas, we have brought it to 1 area. And we have brought from 0.13 kilowatt to 0.1 kilowatt per Nm cube, which is 900 kilowatt or 0.9 megawatt saving to this date. Then we'll go through energy efficiency in chilled water system. Same concept for chillers also. For chillers also, if you centralize, you can save a lot of energy. If they are scattered, the energy efficiency will be low. And if you are having absorption chillers where the heat energy is not from waste, if you are directly using steam energy, then better switch over to electrical chiller. We have switched, we use steam from coal, so we switched over in phase-wise from 2018 to 2021, and we got a saving of almost 10,496 tons of CO2 by switching over this, and payback came around 2.25 years. Then there is an eco-friendly, we are all fascinated with R134A, but there are other refrigerants, energy eco-friendly refrigerants like R514A. If you see, the global warming potential is less than 2, and energy efficiency is more, and leakage rate is less, and atmospheric life is only 22 days compared with this. So in Bhadrachalam, we have gone for 3 numbers of centrifugal chillers with R514A refrigerant, and we got a payback in 2.13 years for an investment of 4.5 crores. Then auto tube cleaning system, we call it ATCS. Generally, we neglect this. We clean only in winter. But if you have a continuous cleaning system in your chiller condensers, it will save around 20%. We have ordered for 8 number systems, and the payback is 2.39 years. Then air conditioners. If you have chillers and if you have air conditioners in your office, simple see the chiller specific power is 0.65 kilowatt per TR, whereas your AC runs on 1 kilowatt per TR. So you can save 25% energy if you switch over your air conditioners with fan coil units, which run on chilled water, if you have chilled water in your vicinity. Then nanoparticles in chilled water circuit. See, this is 1:1 ratio we should add. Means if you have 10 meter cube of chilled water in a closed circuit, you should replace 5 meter cube with these nanoparticles. This will improve the heat transfer rate in the chilled water circuit. This will result in energy saving, 25% energy saving. Then these are IR mats, hexagonal IR mats. The simple mat, if you put in the air conditioner or AHU, it will, the IR rays will split the moisture clusters, if you can see, thereby improving the heat transfer rate in the coil, evaporator coil. This will reduce your energy by 25%. Okay. With this, I end. Thank you, IPTA, for giving me opportunity, and thank you all for patiently hearing to me.